What's up, guys? I'm J-Dubb, and today I'm going to teach you how to take a large farm like this one, put columns on it simply, easily, so anyone can do it. This is going to be 100% solar powered. This is going to be backup columns. This is your everyday columns. You can see right here, I'm on a piece of the property, nothing, no self-service at all. If my wife needed to get a hold of me, she could not, which that's not good. This is a large farm. From one end of the property to the house is about 3 miles. I'm going to put this repeater on a hillside that we've got. We're not going to be above the tree line. It is not going to be the best spot ever, but it will be an open field, plenty of sunlight, and you're going to see that this 20-watt repeater will cover this entire farm. Me and Sissy are going to ride all over it. She's going to help me test this thing out, and we're going to see how well it does. Let's get up here and install this thing real quick. So we have made it up here. We got Sissy with us. She rode her four-wheeler. So I came up here, we're at a high point on the property. You can see we're not going to be above the tree line, but we don't need to be, and I'm going to show you why. This repeater's still going to work. It's going to work great, even though we're not above the tree line, and it's because we're pushing extra power. That extra power is going to allow us to cover this entire farm. She got stuck. As you can see, we need to cut hay apparently. Ready? Got it. Give it a gas. But like I was saying, we'll put this thing out here on the high point. I'll get it set up. We're going to dig a hole in the ground real quick. So it's going to be about 2 foot in the ground, and it'll be right here. We got good sun. We'll face the repeater basically facing this way. That way we've got it. And have y'all seen it? There it is. So right about here is going to be our spot. We're going to go ahead and get this hole dug. And it shouldn't be too bad. This ground's going to be pretty soft. Hopefully we don't hit too much. Oh yeah, pretty muddy. Get through these roots will be all right. There it goes. All right, I'm gonna dig this hole the easy way. All right, and there's the hole. So I'll bring you over here. There's our hole in the ground. We're about 24 inches. I'm gonna get this thing stood up real quick. Let y'all watch me do that. Should be exciting. This thing is pretty heavy. It took 2 of us to load it. And well, really only one of us can unload it. I'm gonna get this dirt packed in around the hole, and then we'll look at it.
Keep going. Keep going. Stop. Back, front a little bit. Good.
All right, guys, y'all saw that. She let me hit it, right? Y'all saw that? I'm not crazy. Go in here, get this antenna hooked up real quick. Pay attention. All right, so we got it up, panels up, everything looks good. We're getting good sunlight. I got a little mud on there from dragging it on the ground, but we'll get this thing level, plumb, square, all that we need to. I'm curious to know how much power it's getting right now. So right now we are receiving 3 watts because we're in float right now. So the battery is fully charged, which makes sense. I hadn't had a repeater hooked up to this thing for a few days. So that makes sense while we're only getting 3 watts. So let's go ahead and hook the repeater up. Do this in Purgatory. So this is the Purgatory Mountain repeater. It'll be up here for everyone, the brother who wants to use it. Now, you could do this system on a lot bigger of a pole. This pole can be as big as you want. This is just one I had laying around the house. Let's see. Right here we've got our 20-watt Retevis RT97L. Come down to a piece of coax coming out of the box there. You guys have seen these before, I've done it. The only difference with this box is we have a buck converter down here. This buck converter turns this 12 volts into 24 volts, which is something this can use. All right, so right now let me take you around this system. 100-watt panel, sitting out here in direct sunlight, have sunlight all day long. You will never kill this system. You'll never run it out of battery power. It'll always have plenty. Like I said, you'll never use it unless you just keep it dead keyed all day long. But bring you down here. So we've got our antenna, coax coming down. This is just Mess in Poloni. I think this is their number 10 wire. So really good stuff. I think we've got about 6 foot of it right here. Number 8 gauge wire coming down off of here, runs all the way down to a ground point underneath here, and then we'll bring a ground rod up tomorrow and beat it in the ground. I don't have a ground rod right now, but you know, it is what it is. We're just doing what we can with what we got. Right now, let's go inside the box and look. We have our Retevis RT97L 20-watt repeater coming to a piece of, I believe it's LMR 240. Comes out of the box, goes to our Mess in Poloni cable. I did have a lightning arrestor in here and I ended up using it for another project. I may bring it up, I may not. I don't think we need it because we have a direct ground off the antenna coming in, but you guys let me know. Should I put the lightning arrestor in too? If the thing gets a direct hit, it's done no matter what you do. So don't think a lightning arrestor is going to save you from a direct hit. So our power coming in is down here, runs through a switch or a breaker, runs up into MPPT. This is our charge controller. From there, everything runs up into this fuse panel, into the batteries. Now the battery is hooked down, so if a bear or something came up here and tore this whole system down, nothing could ground. Everything's bolted in. The only thing that is held in with Velcro is this. This is our repeater ID board that we're using. Really like this thing. Super easy for small, easy setups like this. Oh, I did forget to hook my ground, but I don't think we need that because it's all hooked in together anyway. But I'll bring a wrench up here and hook that back in. Other than that, we've got our fan with a fan controller down here. Got plenty of air intakes on the bottom. Can you guys see those? Yeah, plenty of air intake. The battery sets up a little bit so it sucks air all the way across. So this thing should work good. Button it up into a box or into that. And guys, this is our repeater. We're up here on top of the mountain. Is this the repeater's forever home? No, this isn't. This is showing you how to put columns onto a farm, a small piece of property, or even a large piece of property. So we're covering a pretty broad area. I'll take you out in the truck. We'll go around and show it to you. But you can see, it sits out here. It's all alone by itself out here in the wilderness. No one should be up here messing with it. We should never have any issues with that. We've got cameras everywhere. If someone was to come up here trespassing, you're gonna have a hard time getting this off here without someone noticing. But yeah, this is what it looks like. This is how it's set up. Looks good. Like I said, not above the tree lines, but you will still be shocked at how well this thing works. Let's go out on the property and just see how it does. All right, guys, so we're sending Sissy off. She's heading down to the river, and we're gonna holler at her and just see how this thing does up here. We're gonna start driving the other way as she goes out towards the river and put a couple miles in between us. It should be a pretty good little distance test. Will this thing cover a farm? Just waiting on Sissy to holler back at us. Guys, it is a hot one today. I did a little review one day on this thing. Guys at work gave it to us, and man, I didn't think I'd ever use it, but I'm out here like this. I use it all the time. All right, guys, so you're gonna have to forgive the wind. I'm gonna try to talk close. G has finally made it out there to the river. We're gonna talk to her. Hey, G, can you hear me? How's this repeater sounding?
Yeah.
Okay, how do we sound? Do we sound clear? Is there a lot of static? How do we sound?
Good.
Yeah, you sound like I'm right here beside you. You sound real good. Hey, did you see a squirrel earlier?
Oh, all my phone was just run across the road. I got really close to it.
All right, get on your four-wheeler and start heading my way, okay? I'll see you here in a second. We're gonna drive out to another piece of the property, and I'm gonna send my son out. He's a little bit better with the radio stuff. We'll send him out on the dirt bike and just have him check it from a few other places and see how it sounds, see if it's working. Hold on. What'd you say, baby? So like I said, G's out there. She's probably about a mile, 2 miles from us from right here, because we got about another mile to the house. So she's about 2 miles from us. We have no clear line of sight, but she is actually on the backside of a hill. All right, guys, so we just found my son. He showed up. He was out here riding the dirt bike around, so I handed him a radio, put him on the right frequency, and he's gonna help us do this test and let us know how we sound and how everything's working. I'll get him to cut the stuff off. We got little sis running down the road. Can y'all see her up there? Yep, she's right up there. But we'll get back out here to the house and we'll test it out and see how it sounds. All right, guys, so we've got my son back there. We've moved into the barn too to try to get out of the wind a little bit. I don't know if it's helping or not, but he's kind of back in behind the hill where we sat in Sissy earlier. We're going to talk to him, see how we sound. Hey, can you hear me? How do we sound? 1, 2, 3, 4. How do we sound?
You sound mostly clear. You got a little bit of static, but not bad.
All right, so we got a little bit of static, not bad. Give me a 5 count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As you can see, sounds super clear, really good on this end. I have no issues with how we're sounding. All right, so that's the far edge of the property. Now we're going to send him to the other side of the property. This house is kind of in the middle, but a little bit further to one side. We're going to send him plumb to the other side of the property and just see how we sound there. And I'll let you guys know when we get there. All right, so we got him at the next spot. Hey, how do we sound? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound clear.
Perfect. All right, head on back down here and let's go to the spot right here where you come in. So, sounding great. This thing's working out great. Like you can hear, crystal clear. And like I said, the repeater's probably a mile and a half from us, but even inside the house it works, you know, out here around the barn. Anyone that's around the house, which is kind of what this is set up for, people that are around the house, and then you give a radio to someone that's going out on the property. So you want to get the repeater away from the house. Being on solar panel works out great. If the power goes out, awesome. You still got power out there. So he should be coming down. He's back over in there, kind of. If you look, there's a hill, that hilltop. He's actually kind of on the back side of that, coming back this way. So he'll be a few minutes, but we'll get him run out to the other side, and I'll let y'all guys know when he gets there. All right, guys. So I figured we would switch it up a little bit. Me and Sissy rode out here. Hey, can you hear me? How do we sound? We're now out here by the other end of the property. How do we sound?
Crystal clear. I'm just about to make it to the gas line.
So you're heading up towards the gas line. All right, well, let me know when you make it there. So as you can see, we've put a lot of distance to us now. We're kind of on the other end where he was. We got Sissy with us. We're on the other end of the property out where he was before, and as you can see, crystal clear. Sounds perfect. No issues at all with that. All right, guys, so he's finally made it to that spot. That's going to be kind of on the back side. We would not be able to talk to him simplex. Hey, can you hear me? How do we sound?
Sound crystal clear from out here.
There you go, guys. Once again, these little repeaters are great. So these things sound good, they work good, they're not expensive, you can run them on solar power. They work awesome for that. We're gonna leave it up here and just see how it does and play around with it. So you guys tell me how your day's going. Sissy, how's your day?